Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Last time, we entered the Fire Sanctuary, made some decent headway into the temple itself, and obtained the Mogma Mitts. You like that? You see I was doing a thing? This time, we are taking our new dungeon item forward and just seeing what we can do with it, of course, because that's kind of how the dungeons work. We're gonna hit this button. And we're able to hit gates that have their switches underneath the surface, presumably to keep, not grave robbers, but treasure hunters that aren't Mogmas out of the picture. So as we move forward, this dungeon item, okay, it's not terribly exciting. I get that you can't have the best items at the end of the adventure, because if you do that, then you feel like you've been without something that's very good for a long time, and you can't really have that though, but between the fire earrings, which just means that, hey, you can enter one extra room of Elden Volcano, immediately followed up by just better digging mitts, it's not terribly exciting. But on a brighter note, we have two ways that we can go. We can either go forward into these hookshot areas, or clawshot areas, and fight those enemies, or we can press this button. And if we do that, this should look awfully familiar as the place where we had that duel with that Dark Lizalfos. And just before that, I have one question for you. Do you remember Digging Spot? Oh! I certainly hope you don't, because I never said anything of the sort. Besides, how unmemorable can it get? There's a reason why X goes before O in tic-tac-toe. It's much more extreme. Digging Spot O is not extreme enough to stick out in your memory banks, but should you do so anyway, there is a nice reward waiting for you. You can move that gate aside. And we come back out. Sure enough, we can move forward. Nothing there? Okay, just making sure. That's where I'd hide a treasure chest if I were a game designer, but I'm not. And probably for good reason, because I've only ever read a few articles on game design and never actually book. Come to think of it, it's been a while since I've read a book that was about something other than video games and quiz show scandals, so that's kind of weird. Anyway, I did a bad. Oh my gosh, why did I jump down here? I'll be right back. What I so inexplicably neglected to do was grab one of these water fruits. When you hop down, you are greeted with an optional mid-boss, something you don't see often at all. You give him a good smack, giving him a high five, and then he's petrified knowing that, oh no, it was a wet high five. He spat in his hand as he did it. And that alone is enough to kill him, thus draining the lava flow. It's science. That will open the area below the floor around here. And now we have another way to the outside. Your reward for remembering that digging spot, coming back and choosing to fight another mid-boss. Oh, it's not disappointing. It is our fourth empty bottle. You can fill it with all sorts of useful things. But not today, because our pouch is full, so it was sent to the item check. Now, with that very nice secret already taken care of, I'm gonna meet you back over where that junction was. Here we are. How unfortunate for you that I outrange you. You see this right here? This is why you don't challenge the sniper. Go on, try to shoot me. Yeah, not even close. Okay, good. No collectible. I keep worrying about that over and over again because it happens all the time where it's out of your reach. So, on the note of getting that empty bottle that was being sent to the item check, I've had some people telling me, like, you know, hey, why are you bringing the life medals with you? You know, you already have a lot of heart containers. Why are you bringing those around with you? This is something that you probably wouldn't know if you haven't ever completed Skyward Sword before. You actually need the life medals to be able to reach the maximum number of heart containers. The typical maximum amount of heart containers, there's less than that in Skyward Sword if you don't count the life medals. So, in the way of trying to be as complete as possible, I am choosing to dedicate my slots to it because of that. I am aware that I could have brought an extra quiver, I maybe could have brought another seed satchel, maybe a bomb bag, maybe I could have left a spot for that bottle, but I don't feel like I need that many bottled items. Now, I don't actually know what I want to draw here. I think I'm just going to go for rupees because I don't particularly need ammo. I don't need health. I, again, don't need bottled items like I just said. Give me that. That was 1 rupee, and then 15, and then 19, and then 39. Okay, I think that's the exact number. I think I've read that somewhere before. I'll take you, and I'll take you, and I'll go back and forth because that's what we call being efficient. And now we want to claw shot our way out of here. For you see, there is somebody there waiting to shoot you. Thanks for the push, buddy. I actually made it through to the other side thanks to you. For that, I shall not smite you as the sniper that I am. Ah, it's so cute. He thinks he could actually shoot me from this distance. The fire arrows maybe aren't as useless as I thought, though, because they do disappear rather quickly, so you can't really grab them. Speaking of things that might disappear quickly. Oh, there's no pool of lava under you. Never mind, it doesn't work. Oh, yeah, you came along at the right time, pal. I don't know who you are or where you're from, but what I need right now is for you to get me off of this chain. I'm just gonna go over here. I'm not asking you to do it for nothing, though. Set me free and I'll tell you about the big, gigantic secret about this room. It's a secret about treasure, okay? Dude, you look like you have the mumps. Just, what is it with that getup that you wore here to do treasure hunting? I mean, no, he looks like he has the mumps and he has a giant sausage on his back. Just like, what is that? I'd like to know. I really would. This guy has the goofiest design of anybody we've seen in quite some time. We can burrow in there, but I think we'll just kind of leave him to get an involuntary shoulder workout for a little bit longer. As there is some grass in here. There's a digging spot, which was very disappointing, so it was totally worth it. Really, why do you look the way you do? You just look hilarious. Like, your mumps getup is complete with an ice pack on your head. It's just... It's like you got a fever and you got to bring it down. I shouldn't laugh about that. It's not fun having infections. I've always actually been a very infection-prone person myself, so I think I know that better than a lot of people. I ran out of stamina while I was looking above ground because it fades everything out. Right there. All right, gonna go up. We go around so that I can go up, over, and gone. Push you down. And I believe that should fully open the way forward. No. There we go. Now we can walk through this, and then we can... How did I mess this up this badly? Oh, I had to go this way. I was trying to go the other way. I understand the basic puzzle now. It's actually that you want to have both switches with the red end sticking out, so I think I did it right the first time and failed to realize it. Well, it'll look really cool flinging that water fruit right onto your tongue. That's the epitome of special delivery. Some pots for us to not be disappointed by this time. What about you guys? Okay, not as good, but loving it. Not petering off like you usually do. And, ooh. It's no lava, but I think he'll talk anyway. Talk, talk, talk. Talk about what? I don't actually know. Treasure secrets, perhaps? I'm not really sure. And I haven't been not using my arms enough lately, so I'll do this. I'll use the whip on this guy. Oh yeah! That is the sweet, sweet flavor of freedom, Haas! And, thanks for taking the trouble to free me, sucker. You think I would really divulge super secret info about treasure? My mama didn't raise me no patsy. I spent too long finding that info. Huh? Those gloves are from my brother's secret collection. Are you friends with my brother or something? I wish you could say something along the lines of... I'm not his friend, but I got them anyway. Or something like really sleazy like that where you could make it sound like you killed him and took him though, but well. Wait, there's something I want to give you. I'll go get it. Wait here. I see your accent was a ruse, by the way. I didn't intend it that way, but it's actually very fitting of how much he changed. Here, take this. This here's some super secret info that I put together. Took some real sweat and work, too. I had to survey this place near 100 times to figure it out, but you ready for this? Now don't go fainting when I tell you. Right around here, there is a hidden room! So in return, please don't tell anyone that I was captured. It'll just be our little secret, okay? This doesn't say to everyone at the end of it, so, sorry. Well, ain't that the lowest of low? And here I thought I was being polite. Oh! Hey, we meet again. Sorry, but I kind of happened to overhear that conversation. It seems one of my guys was giving you a hard time. Sorry about that. But that stuff he was saying was all true. There's a breeze coming from somewhere in this room, I tell you. I can smell it. I figure the information in that chest will be useful to you. Why do you stick out your tongue so far when you talk, buddy? We get to the dungeon map! Quite overdue, if I may observe. And we see that we are nowhere near done exploring this place. This is hands down the largest dungeon up to this point. This room has a fake wall somewhere, and on the other side of that wall, there's another room, or so I hear. No, it's a portal to an alternate dimension. What else would it be? The ground underneath is full of monsters, so don't go tunneling down too much down there. But if you're feeling adventurous, there might just be a hidden route. We take a look at our dungeon map, because as per usual, upon getting it, there are secrets that it reveals to us, right directly in front of us, no less. Hello there, digging spot. You're gold and you got an X on you. You are just extreme enough for me to remember. So we'll go down here. And that guy, he was saying there's some kind of ferocious monsters around here. Kind of makes things uneasy whenever you go down here. Yep, we have a new enemy. This is Moldorm, even though it's not the boss Moldorm and it's a lot more like the mini Moldorms, which, to be fair, this is not even close to the only Zelda to get that mixed up, but hey, it's here. So every time you hit him on his pulsating, pus-filled butt, I'd rather not say that ever again, he will go berserk, as anyone would under those circumstances. He'll run around, and you basically just want to avoid the pinchers. One of my greatest fears is ever one day running into a giant creature that has pinchers like that. That looks like about the scariest thing imaginable. Even when I see it like on a little beetle or something like that, I get freaked out. I can't stand the thought of something like that pinching my finger. It feels like it would hurt so much. And just the fact that it's a mouth makes it even creepier. I don't like it. I don't much care for it. You want him to chase you, he'll hit his head on the wall all comedically because, you know, he looks so cartoony and non-threatening. He's hands down probably the most realistic looking enemy, or just most realistic looking character in his entire adventure. Just, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, they decided to turn the realism all the way up to 11 for this guy just to make him look extra creepy against everything else. Stop following me without meaning to, come on. If you're in his line of sight, he can lock onto you. His eyes will turn red whenever he sees you, which you, okay, no, didn't see it there. Come, okay, chase after me. No, he didn't notice me somehow. Okay, whatever, go down there. I can't back it. Kick him, Link, kick him, kick him. These guys are kind of annoying to fight. I've never had an easy time with them personally. Maybe I just have not played enough Bomberman in my day to really get how to deal with them. Yes! When you have no butt, it's only a matter of time until you die. I mean, if you don't have something to release it with, then you end up just rupturing. It's kind of true, kind of scientific. At least for the standards that I've had throughout this journey. All right, and once we're out of there and we never speak of that again, we get yet another treasure chest. You got a small key. We have we seen a locked door in recent memory? Yes, we have, all the way back this way. So I think that's right around where we first obtained our Mogma Mitts. I guess we'll be heading back there. Not before heading up this way and having an easy way to return so we don't have to burrow underground once again. I was correct. It is the very one in the same room. I know the dungeon layout a little bit better than I thought I did and have a little bit better of a memory than I thought I did. Now we can head outside to an entirely different area. And now that we're out, I think we can get a closer look at the building that's up ahead. Yeah. It's all very pretty, just this whole view. It's not like anything that we've seen up to this point. I thought the Earth Temple was pretty cool looking and it has kind of similar architecture going on. And actually, if you ever want to get a better look at scenery like this, whip out your bow, do the quick draw. it removes all of the impressionist effect that you see over everything. And even though I have mentioned before that that effect is there to kind of mask the low resolution so that the background details don't look as muddy as they typically do in 480p, this brings up something that I've been wanting to say for a while. If you ever use that to look around, you can see that there's very little pop-in anywhere, despite the fact that this looks gorgeous for Wii standards. You don't ever really see that. There's no pop-in, the textures in the background look very nice. That didn't look muddy at all, like texture-wise when we were looking at it. It all looked very nice, and it shows that even if the style was probably a conscious decision to make the backgrounds look a lot nicer and to prevent pop-in, if you look around in the distance in a lot of different areas, you'll see that everything is loaded in at the same time, even very distant details. And I know that the Wii, hardware-wise, was inferior to the other systems that were available at the time, but I kind of don't think that means that it was necessarily bad hardware, just not as good as other things around it, because you see a lot of things like this, where it's so impressive that they were able to have that much going on at once, they were able to have it look as nice as it did. It showed very good optimization, and, well, I skipped one of the 2 text boxes that I would have gotten right there, but I felt this way for a while, for the same reasons why I like going back and seeing what developers were able to achieve on the N64 and PlayStation 1 despite the hard limitations. I find optimization to be somewhat of an art form when looking at games, and I find that a lot more fascinating than just, well, of course, the beefiest of beefy hardware was able to turn out the most hyper-realistic graphics at the time. But back on track, you can see that we got lava flow, so we're gonna need a raft down the river. And on that note, what is it with Asian architecture and vomiting lions? I mean it, really, like, there's always this fascination in Chinese restaurants, in fountains, in heck, video games like we just saw. It's always vomiting lions in Asian architecture, and I don't know what the fascination is. Ah, so busy, burning the midnight oil, looking for loot. Let's open the floodgates. And now's the part where we starve to death for all eternity because we can't leave. Ah! A green monster! I can't believe they're following us down here. Guess I can have some fun with them for now, though. Hehehe, you're on Mogma turf now, fiend! You may be scary, but as long as the way ahead of me is clear, you'll never catch me! And I also like how as soon as I'm praising the fact the textures look good even from far away, and I think this is a great example of weaker hardware not necessarily equaling bad hardware, the walls here look absolutely terrible when they're zoomed in during that scene. So you gotta chase him around. If he has any sort of clear pathway, he will just take it, as he said before. But you can corner him. Oh, go back up. Nope. Kind of. Possibly. Notice me, senpai. Notice me again. Cut him off. Is he gonna go... Hi, buddy! Nice imagery there. No, you got me! Go on then, you monster! Boil me, bake me, do your worst! Huh? I know those gloves. Ain't those for my brother's secret collection? Again, I wish I could say that I, like, killed his brother and freak him out. A la Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door or something like that. He gave him to me. Or he gave me him. What, you know my brother? Ah, you're all green. I thought you were a monster. Hey, don't get all angry. I thought you were one of them. Sorry, guy. Let me give you something good to make up for it. Hang on there a sec. Here you go. You know, some monsters seem to be looking for something on those cliffs ahead of us. You headed that way too, guy? You take care out there. Don't want to see you get skewered or nothing. Me, I'm heading back to the boss's place. I'll open the door for you while I'm at it. See ya! For playing a little game of subterranean tag with the guy, we get yet another treasure chest, and you see a pattern developing. I like how we're meeting up with all the Mogmas and kind of going on this dungeon expedition with them, and we're all exploring different places. They're finding things that are helpful for us, and we're helping them out doing their own thing. All feels very alive. First a bottle, now a piece of heart within a dungeon. Not something that you see terribly often, but it's there. That completes yet another heart container. We are now at 18 of these dang things. That health meter is filling up rather fast, and it's all thanks to our life medals. Oh, I thought I was gonna fall off the cliff right there for a second when I pressed A to put away my sword. I was like, wait, crap, am I holding down Z and I'm gonna hop off to the side? Always makes your heart stop for a second. Because there's lava flow, we can make a little raft and head on over. Whoop! Barely make it. I don't need to waste ammo on you. You're not worth the arrows that you shoot. Smack you off to the side. I like how also, because you can choose which way you swing your sword, you don't have to worry about accidentally knocking an enemy off a cliff. Just smack them from the right direction and you should be good. With them out of the way, we have no opposition to go into this cave. A very pointless, out-of-the-way stamina fruit. You know, we'll grab you. I can't imagine many people have ever eaten the stamina fruit. And we have made a terrible mistake. The last digging spot might not have had floodgates, but this one certainly makes up for it. Remember when I said not many people have eaten that stamina fruit? Yeah, now you know why. Wouldn't mind trying it fried one of these times, though, but now is not the time to be experimenting. Let's just get the hell out of Dodge. Since we've done that, the place that we used to get through before to get to this place now has a lava flow in it, so now we can go on those. Can I? No, you can't burrow in there again. I guess I was kind of wondering that. I was curious. We open that up and we have an easy shortcut to go back there. And once we return, what else are we gonna do but use our Tenatech scatter shot right on that? I mean, it's kind of like a water gun now, isn't it? I don't like where you're standing, or swimming as it may be, so you can die. Shot you between the eyes, and not just shot you between the eyes, shot you between the eyes with a sword laser. Now, we have a bird statue. This is the one and only time in a dungeon that you can leave and go to the sky should you want to and have an easy point to return to. It's kind of cool. I guess the goddess answered my prayers when I complained about it back when we first came out here. But now, we have made it to the central hub of the Fire Sanctuary and have one of those big doors in front of us with no means to enter. Next time on The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword, we go on a hunt for the key. See you guys then.